All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen all over the world. You're welcome to a special program on Dr. Sunday Adilaja's platform. My name is Anu Ojo, and today we are having a unique program. First, I'd like to encourage everyone watching us right now, both on Facebook and on YouTube, to try to share today's video. We are very hopeful that at the end of our discussion today, everyone who listens to us would find one or two things that will be beneficial to you. So you could share this video on your Facebook timeline. You could share the video if you're watching on YouTube, on your social media platforms. And let's get every disciple of Dr. Sunday. Let's get everybody, even if you're not a disciple of Dr. Sunday, but if you're a Christian, if you're a believer, then you would need today's discussion. And as a matter of fact, today's discussion would also be beneficial to even people who are not Christians, because the principles that we intend to share today, the secrets, the truths that we intend to share with everyone watching us right now, they are universal truths, they are universal values and principles. Just like the word discipleship is not a religious word. It's a word that is useful both in religious circles, as well in business circles, as well in politics. So please, let's invite everybody. Let's get our friends, our family members, and let us get together for today's discussion. The title for today's discussion is The Cost of Transformational Discipleship. The cost of transformational discipleship. What comes to your mind just hearing that title, The Cost of Transformational Discipleship? Well, I'm not here alone. I'm going to have the discussion with my brother. Many of you know him. Is a usual face on Dr. Sunday's platform. His name is Israel Good News Balogun. But before I introduce him to today's program, I would like to talk about some of the books that would be very important and would be beneficial to everyone who is listening as regards the topic that we will be discussing today. The first book, as you can see on your screen, is titled The Secret of Fruitfulness. The Secrets of Fruitfulness. That is one book that when I read, I decided I was going to read that book as often as possible, because it's a book that is loaded with secrets. My first opinion about the book, when I saw fruits, I was like, okay, what's the whole essence of Dr. Sunday putting a banana and an apple on the book cover? Like, what is the whole idea? I didn't understand the whole essence of this book. But the moment I read it, I actually went into solitude with this book. And there's something about going into solitude and reading all of these books. There's just something it does to you. It's like there's a reshaping of your mindset. There's like a revelation that comes with it. So I read this book and I just knew that I can never have a fruitless life, because I got the secret of fruitfulness. So if you want to, as a disciple of Dr. Sunday, or just anyone, Christian, wherever you are, I would like to encourage you to get this book. The book is titled The Secrets of Fruitfulness. The Secret of Fruitfulness. Apart from this book, there's another book I want us to pay attention to, which would be of great benefit to us. And that is The Kingdom of Sons. Oh dear. I don't know if there are viewers who are watching us right now who have read this book. I mean, if you've read this book, I think it would be great if you can just drop a comment on the comments section. What happened to you when you read this book? The Kingdom of Sons. What happened to your mind? What happened to your worldview? What changed in your understanding of God? What changed in your understanding of Christianity? I think it would be great if you can contribute to the discussion on the comment section and just let us know, let everyone watching with you, let them know what this book actually entails. Because when I read this book, it was crystal clear the difference between who is a son of the kingdom and who is a child. Who is a son and who is a child. And you know, when the Bible said, for unto us a child was born, but unto us a son was given. A son was given. That scripture ceased just being just one of those scriptures that is good for Christmas, you know. We use those scriptures for festive seasons when we want to preach about the birth of Christ. And in December 25th, the pastors bring out the scripture and they talk about it. For unto us a son, unto us a child was born, and unto us a son is given. And then we just read it. You know how religion just makes us keep reading, and we're just reading and reading. But when I read this book, I understood what kingdom sonship meant. I understood what it meant to be a son of the kingdom. And every Christian really has to understand this. And we cannot afford to remain babes. We cannot afford to remain children. I believe it is the will and the heart cry of God. It is the desire of the Father that all of his children would grow up into sonship. It breaks the heart of God. God is weeping. God is crying when he sees his children just wanting to remain as babes. God is saddened. His heart is broken. Because he wants sons of the kingdom. He wants sons that would take responsibility. He wants sons that would go and fight for the kingdom of God. You want to read this book, brothers and sisters, friends, family members, followers of Dr. Sunday, members of this family called DSA family, and everybody all over the world. The kingdom of sons. You know, the kingdom of God is not the kingdom of slaves. It is the kingdom of sons. And that's the reason why today we're going to be discussing about the process of becoming a son. We're going to be talking about the process of rising from just being a babe to becoming a son that heaven is proud of. And there's a price to be paid, and there's a cost that process demands. So as I said, I'm not alone. I have Mr. Israel, Good News Balogun, with me. It is with much pleasure and joy I bring to everyone watching us today, Mr. Israel, Good News Balogun. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Dr. Anu Ojo.
I like this. You have to say it, Anu Ojo.
Ojo.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the key.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so happy to be here. I'm so glad to have this program this evening. And then I think this program is going to become one of the things that many people will refer to in the future. Many people will have to go back and listen to it again and again, because if you really want to say, I need something from this man called DSA, Yes. Everything you need is available. Everything you need is available. The table is set. The food is ready. But you have to know how to get it.
That's right.
Despite the availability of everything, but there is a price to be paid. And that price is the price that's unavoidable. It takes a price for a woman to conceive and give birth. It takes a price for a woman to enter a labor room and give birth. Despite the fact that God has potentially put children in everybody's loins. A man comes to this world, not that he come to this world to buy his own sperm, or woman did not come here to buy our own eggs. We all come with it.
That's right.
But for you to reproduce yourself, you have to go into that journey. And so, if anyone desire this thing that you are seeing in a man like this, I want to tell you it's available. It's available, and anybody can get it. And I think that's why I say this video will become a program many people will still go back and refer to it again and again. Many people will still go back and check it out. Many people will still want to go and listen to it again. Many people will still want to hear it, and then many people will still want to look at what is being discussed here right now. So that by the time they come in contact with that man called DSA, and then you will begin to ask yourself, has anybody gotten anything from him? If there are people who have gotten anything from him, then how did they get it? And then I think the reason why we are discussing today is because we want to share with people what is the secret behind this discipleship. How do you come to a point where people will look at you and say, I know it seems you are listening to a particular man. You see, somebody saw my post who have never seen me with DSA before. He only saw some things about it. Said, do you know a man called DSA? You talk like him.
He told you that.
I said, eh? He told me that. You talk like him. He said your physique even looking like him. Your action. I said, eh? I said, when? Maybe I'm carrying him.
Yeah, he knows where you're eating from.
Maybe I'm feeding from his pot. So this is why we have this meeting today. And then there's a word you make use here. You say the cost. That is the most dangerous among it. That is where we all get stuck. That is where we all stop. That's where we all have problem. The cost. There is always a cost. But the problem now is, who among us is willing to pay the price? Who is willing to bear the cost? This thing does not come by, I love that man, they say, can talk. The man is insightful. Oh, the man has word, he has utterance, he has vision. I know him, I talked to him yesterday, like this, koro. Is that the source? Okay, thank God. You and I, we are two people that represent everyone that know DSA. We perfectly represent everyone that know DSA. Some people know DSA to his house. Some people know DSA only on internet. I am representing those who know DSA only on internet. You are representing those who know DSA to his house.
Yep.
Either ways, we want to find out what exactly is the secret that make anyone to say, I know DSA really, and I know his secrets. Is it because you live in his house, or because you are not in his house? That is it. I think the understanding behind how to get to know this man is where we have the cost. Asking for the cost is important. What is the cost? What will it cost me? It is important. When you find out what the cost is, and you are willing to pay the price, you will definitely get the prize.
That's right.
That is it's a principle that cannot be, nobody can fight it or stop it, or you cannot work against it. It's a principle. And then today, I think that will be, this video will go a long way for everyone who is coming in contact with DSA later, those who have been following DSA before now, and everyone who is designed to say, wow, I wish I know what to do. How can I get there? Many of us before time, even me, I do write letter to DSA asking him questions. I just want him to tell me answers so that I can avoid all the processes. But that man is so wise. We say, wow, what a wonderful question. This is great. This is great. You know what? To get inside to this thing, go and listen to 1, 2, 3, 4. He won't say one video, he says series. Hey, I don't die. Series, not that you go and listen to 1, 2. When he mentioned one, he may find like 35 series of that video.
Yeah, that's 5 videos in the series.
So when you come there, he said, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. But the pain of locking yourself inside the room and digesting those things, it is what really make you to have the word becoming flesh.
Let's not get there yet. Let's take people on the let's take people on the journey. All right. Let's take our viewers on the journey, and I think it will be good that I give some context to everyone who's watching us, the birthing of this program. What actually even led to us having this special program today? It started by a call. You know, I happened to be with Dr. Sunday when he gave you a call. That's Mr. Israel. He called you, and then he began to speak to you about the evident transformation that is in your life. And I was there and I was listening to it. And because he remembered the very first interview you had with him. And also because of the constant communication that you always had with him, where you were always asking him questions that, DSA, tell me this. DSA, I'm not getting this. DSA, help me with this. And then I remember that day, DSA was saying that, I almost cannot even recognize you again. You have become a totally transformed human being. Like, yes, sir. If it is so obvious that anyone who saw your job or who would want to look at Mr. Israel Good News Balogun 2 years ago and see you today, the person would say, no, this is a different human being I'm seeing. So that conversation, I was there, and Dr. Sunday was telling you, I was encouraging you, saying, wow, you used to call me, and he was telling you that you used to call me saying, DSA, how did I get this? I'm not getting it. And this was saying, hey, this man, in his words, he said that I see myself in you.
Yes,
that
sir.
When you talk, it's as though I'm the one talking.
Yes, sir.
Your mind, your understanding. Like, I remember I even called you that you are already a voice in that nation.
Yes, sir.
You are already a voice, because what you are producing, what is coming out of your mouth, only a transformed human being can produce that kind of result. So he was having that call, and I was there, and then I remember we got talking, and Dr. Sunday brought me into the conversation, and he said, well, a lot of people are following, there are a lot of crowd who are following Dr. Sunday, and they don't know, they don't understand how, they just see you as a transformed human being, and they don't know how you got there. They don't know the process. Many people are just coming and they're just getting knowledge, but they don't have an understanding of some of the price that you have to pay, the cost you have to pay. So the idea came up that day that why don't we have a program where we discuss, and you being someone who is far away from Dr. Sunday, you're not close to him, you've not seen him ever. You've not even been to his house anywhere. You are far away in Nigeria. and he's here in Ukraine, and you've been able to reproduce the truths, the values, the principles that is communicating far from Nigeria, And again, because many people bringing me into the context, many people always say to me that, Anu, I envy you. They used to say, I envy you. That only if I can just be close to Dr. Sunday. Only if only I could just get that. If only I could just be close to Dr. Sunday, if only I can just be in Ukraine.
I can just be in his house.
If only I can be in his house for 1 month or 6 months, my life will transform. What they don't know is that there are people who have been here, not 1 month, not 6 months. Some have even spent more than 1 year. No result. But you, all the way in Nigeria, you are doing something that we want to discover today that has been able to, you have a book yourself now that you released. And Dr. Sunday's comment on that book is another discussion for another day. But apart from the book, your life-transforming Facebook videos that you do that challenges the status quo, that brings new understanding to people. The projects you are doing right now, going to the streets to help the less privileged, the fruit that is coming out from your life. So Dr. Sunday said that day that I think it would be a good idea for us to share the secrets and what is it that is happening behind closed doors, so that people who are on this platform, and even people who might not be on this platform, but just anybody who would come across this video will understand what is the process of becoming. Not just the process of learning and adding knowledge, but what is the process of transformation? How can I, from someone who was just like every other person, like you, I would like to share your story anyways, from just you coming from being the usual, what they call those people, prophets, the Woli Agbas and the prophets that are always doing different schemes, and now you are a whole transformed man. How? That's exactly what gave birth to this discussion. Yes. So I don't want our viewers to have an understanding of why we are having this discussion, so that we can take them on that journey. We can take people on the journey from step A. We take them to step Z, so that they can have a picture in their mind that what can I do? How can I become a son? How can I be transformed? So I would like to start by throwing you a question, if you don't mind, Mr. Israel.
Yes, sir.
Would you mind giving a description or a summary of who Mr. Israel was before he encountered Dr. Sunday? So that because many people just know you now. They just know the Mr. Israel that is bringing revolution to many things. But who was this man before? So we can start that journey from there, and then we keep moving.
Yeah, that's the best place to start, because for those who are just seeing me now and thinking that this guy must be a very good guy, must be a great guy. So many people chat to me, talk to me, say, I envy what you are doing, I envy how your life is and all stuff. The question they've not been able to ask themselves is, where was I coming from? Yes, my life has been on stages. My life has been there was a time in my life when I was everything you can call falsehood. Everything can call falsehood. I was everything can call falsehood. Even before I met Dr. Sunday, there was a time in my life that we lived like that. And then before I met Dr. Sunday, something changed. But it changes me from being falsehood I'm becoming born again in quotes, but I became born again religiously. Though no more falsehood, no more lies, no anything, but I became the champion of religion. I was doing religion back to back. I am so specialized in leading prayer. Yes, sir. When I lead prayer, you'll be thinking in your mind that this prayer, if I didn't pray it, my life is destroyed. Because the prayer will one way or the other look like you. So people will invite me as far as anywhere just to come and lead them in prayer. And these are things that many people knows me for. Many people are watching now who knows me there knows that guy, when he hold microphone and is sending some missiles out. Ha! Odukoya may need to come and learn, eh?
Odukoya will be your mentee.
But that was religion. I was doing all these things thinking I'm propagating the kingdom of God. I was doing all these things. I think I'm doing the will of God. But this seed of that this seed in me that always question things. But I was questioning things in the light of religion, not even in the light of the kingdom.
Wow.
So I was questioning things really, but those things I was questioning, I wasn't even questioning them in the right lights. Even at that time when I was questioning those things, I was being tagged a rebel. I remember when I was in school, or as an undergraduate, I became a rebel to my campus fellowship because of a lot of things they do there that I publicly tell them this is rubbish. But even at that, I was doing those things religiously. But I think God has a plan for me. He kept this man away from me until I got married.
Wow.
If I had met him before I got married, I may never marry.
That's interesting.
But I remember when I was in my final year, God spoke to me about my children. And he told me what they are coming to do, what their name is going to be. So if he has told me that, it means he wants me to marry. But God knows, if I met that man before this time.
If you are made yesterday.
Marriage is not going to happen. Because now, I'm always cautioning myself because I'm still cautioning myself because I always think I have somebody. I have people. Let me be careful. But if I'm the only one, we die there now. But I'm just trying to explain the story so far.
Yeah. Please go.
The week of I got married on Saturday. That week, it was on Tuesday morning. I woke up and I saw a video on my wall. And I listened to it. And the man was talking about secretism, something secret or idol smasher, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, there was secretism and there was idol smasher and temple cleansers.
Idol
yeah, yes.
And the man was saying, who is this? Doctor, I didn't sleep for complete 1 week. Not that I dozed. I didn't close my eyes.
Wow.
Like, I did not go to sleep for Tuesday to the next Tuesday.
Wow.
I didn't go to bed. I didn't sleep. I was just listening. This is it. Something like this has been inside of me. I don't know how to explain it. I don't have the word for it. The environment is telling me something different, but this is not among the things they are telling me. They were telling me something different. But this thing is actually what is inside of me. I was trying to tell them these things, but I don't know. Me too, I was not sure if I know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
For that week, I was crying. Like water rushing, gushing out of my eyes. I would write letter. Then I knew a woman then, it was Mr. Odumagbo or something that I know who happened to be intervened yesterday. So I will write letter to her. I said, please, let me to talk to this man. I would just want to talk to him. He said, well, you can mail him now. Send him email. He would respond. Say, he would respond. I made him. Before I know it, he made me. And I know that he's the one that wrote, because if he didn't read my mail, he wouldn't have write this thing.
Yeah.
These are not automatic machine response. And this man did not just mail me with one paragraph. He wrote long letter. Eh?
That's Dr. Sunday.
That was how it started.
Wow.
It started from there. But remember, I told you, I was one. If you talk religion, and everybody was, when I talk now, people say, you don't know what I'm saying. Excuse me, since when I was 9 years old, I became Christian. I left most Islam at the age of 9. I became Christian. I have been a church boy. I don't attend. It's not that I go to our house, I come to church. I have been living in the church like this, as a pastor in training. I know what it means to be forced to practice falsehood and to be religious. I have been there, and those are the things. Those are who I was in those phases before I met this man. And this man explained. He represented. He explained to me personally what it means to live and to walk in the kingdom. So my life gets this transformation. I wasn't like this. Go back to my page as far as 2006. All you will see there is to draw some dangerous prayers on my wall. That when you hear those prayers, you want to take those prayers to bed overnight and pray it.
I'm afraid.
And then now when we tell people, look, prayer is, I know what I'm talking about. I know the gimmick behind it. I know how to excite you to pray, and pray your voice will lock up. I know what it means. Bro, when I was in religion, I usually go to mountain. We pray from Friday to Sunday morning and go to church from that mountain. That could have been good if we had been praying with understanding of the kingdom.
True.
That could have been very beneficial to the heart if I have this kind of understanding then. But you know what we're going to pray for? We're going to pray for the power, for the release of the power. And the reason for the release of that power is that when we get there, we'll be able to show that we are the anointed.
Yeah.
It's for the show. So, but this man came and said, look, hey, friends, you are as equal as that brother in the church. So what is this one talking about? Grace house level now.
Yeah.
We can be age mates. We are not
can't be grace mates.
But this man came and started saying, no. Both the grace that you carry and the grace this one is carrying is there's no superiority in the kingdom.
But you know what you're saying now, let me jump in right there, because you know what you're saying, I understand very well, because I also have, I used to tell people that I was born into religion, I ate religion, I slept in it, I swam in it, everything was religion, you know, because that was the best that they could offer, you know, but just religious people. And you know, when you're talking about power, there is this common practice in Christianity, especially in Africa, in Nigeria, you know, that for you to, like you rightly said, there are people are in different graces. You know, there are people who are anointed and there are people who are not so anointed. But what they tell us is, if you want to get the anointing, some of the things that you do is that you either sow, you know, I'm sure you have had it now, that you either sow to get the anointing, or there's something that they do, maybe you tap, they say tap into the anointing.
Yes.
Yeah, so you tap into the anointing, you get the anointing so that you can become like that person. But you know, I want us to bring that understanding that is in the African church, that many of these bishops are doing, many of these GOs are doing, deceiving their members, you know, because it's deception. Because the kind of Christianity that we have in Nigeria is a one-man show kind of Christianity.
Yes, thank you, sir.
And that's the reason why today's topic is very important. And I'm going to take some time to really explain the importance before I get to ask you some questions, Mr. Israel. You know, if Jesus was to be during our time, and he would repeat what he did when he first came, it would be tagged a failure. As judged by Christians and judged by our bishops and our men of God. Because,
yes, sir.
Tell me, the man was here for 3.5 years, right?
Yes, sir.
How many church members did he have?
No, they're just visitors who come and go.
None. That's the answer. He did have one church member.
Yes, sir.
That's Jesus. Okay. If that is not bad enough, what is the focus of Christianity and our pastors nowadays?
The number of your members.
What they're looking for is for them to get more members. To
Yes.
Get 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 members for their church. But Jesus had 0 church member. He didn't even start a church.
Yes, sir.
But what did he do as regards the people that were around him?
He raised them.
He raised disciples.
Yes, sir.
Jesus did not come and say, who is there that I can sow a seed and get so I can give you double portion of the anointing? No. He chose 12. He didn't even go for 100 though. He didn't go for 1,000. He chose 12. And he told them that, hey, I want you to follow me and I will make you become somebody. I will make you. I take responsibility to make you. I will make you. So he chose 12 people who were his disciples. And when he was about to leave, what did he tell his disciples? He told them the very same thing that he did with them. And he said that they should
make.
What? They should go
and
make disciples
of all nations.
So, Mr. Israel, now, you being far from Dr. Sunday, you're not even, are you his church member?
No.
You're not his church member. But then, even without being his church member, just like when they saw the disciples in Antioch, and they said,
Yes, a small Christ.
Come, look at these guys. There's something about these people. They look like, they come across, it looks like these people, they are coming from somewhere. It's like they're like they're like Christ. Because they had carried the image. They had carried the likeness of Christ. And that's something similar to when they see you. You understand? You are not a church member of Dr. Sunday. I don't know if Dr. Sunday wrote you personally in your message. Maybe you should send one special seed so that he can give you double portion. Did he send that to you?
No. No.
No. But there's something unique and the process that you went through that made you become a disciple, that you are now bearing fruit. So, where I want to start with right now with you and your journey is, what was the state of your heart? Because this is where I want us to start with, on your journey now, on your journey of transformation. What was the state of your heart when you came to begin to listen to Dr. Sunday? What posture was your heart? What was going on in your mind? How was your heart? What was your approach towards listening to Dr. Sunday? What was your approach? What was the condition of your heart towards reading his books that later led to your transformation?
That is a very great question. we differ in our experiences and how we meet Dr. Sunday. My own experience is different from somebody else. Somebody else's own is different from somebody else.
Of course.
So my own personal state of mind when I met him, it was like a prepared ground that is looking for something like this to be planted in it. My heart, I know I needed something different, but I don't know what it is.
You were hungry for it.
I was looking for it.
Let
me give you one example. I cried the day Miles Moreau died. Because when I was looking for who to start following, and let me state this very clear. When you talk about people who listen to Bishop Oyedepo, Chris Oyakilome, Pastor Tunde Bakari, those three people, they have their seats and their table in me.
So you devoured them.
Nothing come out of their mouths. Nothing that I don't hear. So it became so much that I can preach like any one of them for any time, any day. But as that state of listening to them, devouring them, hearing them, going to their conferences, going to their meetings, everything that they do, they say I must swallow. I know I wasn't hearing lights. Something was not aligned within my spirit.
Within you.
I wasn't responding to the message rightly, but I was following like a son. You know, this is a message in Nigeria that you can't tap to the grace until you have a father over you. So I was responding from the angle of my fathers.
Yeah, my papa.
My papas. But in the reality, no, this is not it. But when I met the DSA, it's like, this is it. This is what I have been looking for. The truth inside of me that I did not know responded to that thing.
To the truth that was coming from him.
Yes. He responded to the truth that was coming from him. So much that making enemy immediately because I was following him was so easy. The joy I was deriving from following and hearing him was superseding the enemies I was making at that point in time.
Wow. So you prefer to be friends with truth.
That is the truth. That is the word. That is the best word to use right now.
And you didn't mind if every other person would not be your friend, but as long as truth is your friend,
that's all.
That's it.
That was it. That was what was coming. I was saying, I was hearing. Somebody is telling me, "Come, guys. This thing's not supposed to be like that. You don't need to go and sow into people's life to tap an anointing." Say, what is this one saying? To be son here, you must worship your fathers. And this man, when he mailed you, he said, I am not different from you. If you are willing to pay the price I pay. But the fathers here will say, until the father releases you, if you go on your own.
No blessing.
No blessing. It was like I needed something, but I don't know what it is.
Wow.
So it was like God has been preparing me for something like this. So when I was listening to these three people and I wasn't getting it, so I started following Dr. Miles Moreau so much that I was hearing his word. In fact, there was a time I went to buy his book. I bought almost 15 books of his one day. And I sat down, I was reading it, the rediscovering of the kingdom. I was hearing his messages, doing all these things. My laptop, you can get there, you see a lot of messages of Miles Moreau. So I was like, okay, this man is speaking the water. But it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this. Because his message still tolerate this religion. His message still allow us to do what we believe. But look, this side too. But he doesn't come out like this. He will tell you, that okay, you are doing what you are doing is bad. He will tell you. So I was mending it. When the man died, I wept. So I said, this man that died is the only pastor I have. Is that? But when I met the essay,
Wow.
The truth in me, the truth I was looking for, began to respond to the truth I was hearing from him.
Wow.
You see, my wife is now addicted follower of DSA right now, right? But when I first meeting him, working with him, she also loved things like this from beginning. But she is still very calm, taking it slow. So I was like, Mr. Israel, you need to calm down.
Yeah.
Me, I was just going out all out for it immediately. I was just going all out. You people must hear this one. Because I was double sure.
Yeah.
This is the truth. And that truth, I was just ditching it out. As I'm getting it, I was just giving it. And then I never knew it had the cost of following this. Maybe we are going to get there and talk about it. When Jesus said, whoever will follow me will carry his own cross. I know what it means, sir.
The price.
There is a price following DSA. If you are not willing to pay that price, no follow this man. Oh. His price is following him always have a price. And Jesus said something as well. He said to the disciple, he who does not hate father, mother, children, family, and carry his cross and follow me cannot be my disciple. I can tell you the practical meaning of that language, of that word in the life of anyone who is willing to follow DSA. The Bible says, Jesus said, a time is coming that I will turn wife against husband, father against children, mother against this. Now, if you want to understand what that means, you carry your Bible or carry your phone and start watching the DSA video. You understand what that scripture really means. Because when I start following him, that is when I come to realize this is exactly what Jesus was saying. Carry your own cross. I am bearing my own right now. But before I came to meet him or follow him, I was a superstar. People would reach out to me and say, Papa, sir, anointing, sir, and you too, you throw your head like this. Say, God bless you, my brother. God bless you. But when you start following this man, he will first humble you and let you know that, okay, carry your shoulder, come out first. When your shoulder is down, you can now begin to talk. So my heart was like waiting. Some other people will come and say, look, my heart was coming to come and condemn me. I heard of what he's saying. I wanted to come and condemn and destroy and tell him he's stupid. But when I come in contact with him, I discovered that this is what I also need to do. Some people will come and say, wow, somebody told me about it. I did not believe it. I came and I have a counter. But in my own experience, I was looking for something. I didn't know what it is. I have tried every possible places I could find them, but I wasn't getting it. Until when I met with him, I knew within me, I have reached my last bus stop. That I am here to listen and to follow and to hear and to learn from this man. That was the state of my heart.
Beautiful, beautiful,
Yes,
beautiful. You know, there's some things that you said that I want to highlight. But before I even highlight those things, I want to speak to our viewers. I'm sure that some of you who are listening to us right now, and you have your testimony, you know, you have your own journey of transformation. You have your experience, how you met Dr. Sunday, and the transformation that happened in your life, that happened in your mind, happened in your business, different areas. We're going to give opportunities actually today for everyone who is listening, who is interested in sharing, just giving a summary of your own transformational journey, listening to the truths, and the principles, the values that Dr. Sunday is releasing through his materials. But so if you're interested, the way to do that is to write to us on Facebook Messenger. That's Olena, OLENA. That is the same Move Agent Facebook Messenger that we actually use, but it's just with a different name now. So it's Olena, OLENAS. Yes, the best car. So you can write us there, and when we are ready to receive calls, we would make that happen. But back to you, Mr. Israel. There's some things that you said that I want to bring out, and I want to just put it out there for all of our viewers to really hear, because you talked about the place of hunger, hunger for the truth, and I think that is one thing that differentiates a transformational kind of discipleship and a transactional kind of discipleship. Because I've been with Dr. Sunday for some time, and not only with Dr. Sunday, what I've seen all over is that there are some people who come as disciples, who they say they want to learn from you, but what they are looking for is for what to gain from you. They are looking for some sort of transaction. Okay, so I want to just come close to him so that I can gain something, so that there can be some sort of transaction. Okay, I watch you, I follow you, I hail you, so that you can give me something. So that is what I would term transactional kind of discipleship. But those are the kind of people that fall away by the roadside. Those are the kind of people who anything can happen, and they are. So today they are shouting, "Hail the King, Hosanna, Hosanna," and they are the same people tomorrow that will say, "Crucify him, crucify him." And I love Jesus so much. Jesus is just so beautiful because Jesus was smart. He had wisdom, and he knew
what is the heart of man.
So that was the reason why Jesus was never concerned about people following him like me. No. It's the truths I speak to you. What I give to you, the principles I teach you, the truths that I give to you, that's what you should follow. Not me, but the truth. So even when they were coming to say, "Hey, you will be our king, rule for us," he was not deceived by them, because he knew the heart of men. Because they were looking for transactional discipleship. They wanted to say, "Okay, we will hail you, so you give us.
You give us something."
And that's what's happening in Christianity right now. If you go to the church as it is right now, in the Pentecostal church, that's how it is. You be a servant, you become subservient to them. "Papa, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir," and they say, "Oh, my son, take this 10,000. My son, come and do this thing for me." So you lose your will, you lose your connection with God, you lose your purpose. So that's transactional discipleship. But what we're talking about today is transformational discipleship. And what you said is something that also happened with me, and anyone who is listening to us who has also gone through this journey. There's always this hunger for truth. There's always this hunger. It's not about DSA. And this is what I'm going to use to prove to you. Because I've heard many people, not only you, Mr. Israel, you said you were following Miles Monroe. You're not the only one. It was after Miles Monroe's death, I started paying attention to Dr. Sunday, that I even discovered him. And not only the two of us, believe me, I'm sure there are viewers who are watching us, many people have heard that it was after the demise of Miles Monroe, because they were listening to Miles Monroe, something just happened. It just showed up on their Facebook. Something just happened, and it was around that time too that Sunday also was doing live shows. Something just happened. They just stumbled on Dr. Sunday. So that is one key and one secret I want everybody who is listening to us to hold dear. That for you to have any transformation in any area of your life, there must be that hunger, not for personalities, but hunger for truth. Because that was what you said. You said that it was the truth you were seeking for. That when you heard the truth coming from Dr. Sunday's mouth, you said, this is it.
This is it.
You didn't even need any Holy Spirit to confirm to you.
No.
You didn't need any prophet to confirm to you. You didn't need any...
No.
Truth itself. Truth itself. It recognized truth.
Yes,
so it was that truth you came for. And that's the reason why anybody who wants to be transformed must be connected not with the person who is the carrier of the truth.
Yes, sir.
The most important thing in the transformational journey of any human being or anybody is that you must connect with the truth. Because that's what Jesus was saying. Jesus did not even say, I will set you free. Can you imagine?
It is the truth.
It would have been good enough for him to say, I will set you free. He's God. He is God. He can set free. But he said, no. The truth, I speak to you. I am the one speaking the truth. But what will set you free is truth.
That's what I say.
Truth. 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 So, when you started your story and you were saying that it was that hunger for truth and the truth that was within you that connected with the truth from Dr. Sunday, I said that's true. Because that's my own story too. And anybody who's listening, that would be a similar story with them. That if what you're looking for is not transactional, but transformational discipleship, if it is transformation that you want, if it is change that you want, my brother and my sister, your heart must pant for the truth. You must look for it like it's the air you breathe. Like the person who is trying to swim, trying to escape drowning, as is panting for air, you must pant for the truth. Because when you come, it's not even matter who is the carrier of that truth. But when you connect with truth does the freedom. I don't know you wanted to say something.
Yeah, you said it bluntly, and then the way it's supposed to be put, you have put it right. And then what I would love to say is that I was making mention of something earlier that following Dr. Sunday. No, it wasn't the one I was following. It was the one who was speaking the truth that I was following.
True.
If it's left to me, there are people who have come to my word when I first started following him. People have come to my own private chat, sending me letters, chatting with me. Leave this man. He's deceived. I mean, he's an evil man. He has this case. Many people come to my private chat, and they were sending me those things. When I asked them, I said, okay, that's what he has done, right? I said, that is his own business. Let him mind his own business. I am not interested in him. I am interested in the things he is showing me.
The truth that is coming out.
The truth that is coming out of him. And so, I don't even see that man anymore. I don't even see him. I am only looking for the truth that he's saying. I'm only looking for the truth that he's saying. I'm only looking for the truth that he is saying. And then, with that understanding, I think I may prove that truth set free. Because I've never seen DSA before. We have never shared. We have never touched each other. I've never hugged him. I've never taken a picture with him or put it on my wall. But because I was connected, I am connected to the truth. The truth started working on me. The day he something shifted drastically in me. It was the day this book came out, The Kingdom of Sons.
Tell us about what happened. How did you do it?
You are holding a program with him that very day on this how to pastoring without tears. And everyone who is listening here now, that God is calling to ministry, you have to go back to that series and listen to it.
To pastoring without tears.
Without tears. Anyone you think God, if not even called to the ministry alone, the principle shared in that video can be applied to every space of life. So I think anyone who has discovered his or her calling should go on a journey with that series.
It's a whole playlist.
Should go.
It's a whole playlist, you know. I used to host that program, and people used to say that, no, why are you calling it pastoring without tears? It is living. It's living without tears.
I was one of those people that told you that.
Yeah.
That this program is not pastoring without tears, living without tears. So anyone who desire to live, with this period, you should just go and lock yourself. When there was a day where you started a series called The Kingdom of Sons. I remember like yesterday. That man said, babies go after bread, they go after miracles. He said, but sons, they live as a deliverer. So baby go after handkerchief. Baby go after anointing oil. He said, it doesn't matter the age or the, he said they will give them this and that. He said, they are babies. It doesn't matter the number of people that are attending their church. What we define as fathers in faith in Nigeria is basically on how many people that are members of your church. Despite they are babies who feed people with, if you don't have a kerchief in their hand, they cannot. When I finished hearing that day, I was driving. I parked somewhere and I lay down. And I told God, if you are looking for sons in this country, I am going to be one of them. I said, if you need sons, if sons is what you need, I swear before you, oh God, today, I want to be one of those sons.
Yes.
I wake up, I stood up from that place. Something just left me.
My God.
I cannot feel any fear again.
My God.
Need for anything just disappeared. I don't have any interest in anything that concerns me. From that day, I see problem and I see them as my duty to provide solution to them.
Jesus.
Anytime I hear a problem,
my God,
I don't think of God anymore. You know what I think of? I think of God, you have me here, and I'm ready to be the one that will represent you. Don't bother yourself in heaven. I will take care of this one. That has become the covenant I have with him from that day. This was the program that transformed me.
Jesus.
And bro, we have not started yet. No. We have not started. Time is coming that people will know what this man has planted in people. He said that on that very day. I was just crying all through the night. I was driving, I was crying. I didn't go home on 3 a.m. I wanted to be going home. Something is asking me to keep on driving. I was just crying. And I was telling God. And then God has spoken to me what my purpose is. Raise me leaders in every space of life who are heavily conscious and utterly useful. He said, when I said, raise me leaders, I mean those that people think they can never become anything in life. People think they are right off. They have no future. Go and raise them and make them become somebody. As I was driving, I saw children sleeping by the side of the road.
Jesus.
I saw children under the bridge of Ikeja. And I stood up and said, God, you have me here. These children are sleeping outside. I will end it for you.
Jesus.
That was how it started, sir. How we end it. Say, God, see, look at me, sir. Let me tell you something. This man called DSA, anyone who has sense, who already to know something, should just endeavor to go listen to him. Forget about whatever anybody is saying. Delete your notion about him. Pretend as if you don't even care about who DSA is. And go straight to things he has to teach. Pick the one that concerns you, because if you think you can take everything about DSA, you are going to put yourself in trouble. You will be a confused human being. He is an apostle of nations. Now me, anytime I come close to him, I just take my home part of him and follow. When I wake up, when I finish that night, I say, God, you have me here, and this children sleep outside. I will end it for you.
My God.
I will end it for you. That was the week I gathered money. I went to Super. I bought okrika. And I went to garage. I gathered them together. I was sharing clothes to them.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
I was sharing clothes. Sometimes I would buy food and take it to them. But I knew those things wasn't changing them. Then the man came out and said, he released a book. He said, how to find money for your dream. I wanted to build a home. I don't have the power. I followed that book. I read it. I understood. I began to invest the little I have into the call of God upon my life. And then within that same period, God connected me to the same person who has been craving for the same thing.
Wow. 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 Wow.
So, what does it mean to be free with truth? Truth is not necessarily going to release you from your sickness. It's not that when you hear the truth, your sickness will go away. No. The greatest freedom you can have is to have clarity of vision. The greatest freedom you can have is to know God through it. Is to know God. Is to understand God.
To build that relationship with God.
To build a relationship with God by the time you know that truth. And that is what has happened to me. That is what has happened to me. Because today as I'm talking to you, how did I get to this point? That very day of that program, and I'm repeating it to anyone who say, how do I live life? What is the secret of life? How do I live? Please go and lock yourself with this series titled Pastoring Without Tears. I call that program Living Without Tears. It was during that period that the radical change took place. I have been listening to this. Many things have been happening to me, right? I've been getting transformation. But I finished hearing that program. And the man said, children seek for what to eat. Sons look for how to feed them. Children will carry mantle. And he said, all Nigeria need are children. I mean, our sons. He said, Nigeria just need few sons, and that nation will be transformed. And remember, I need that by my car and say, God, if you are looking for son, you have found one. And that from today, don't bother yourself about any problem. We solve that problem for you.
Beautiful.
I will solve the problem.
Beautiful.
That was what how it all started, and that was what the truth did to me.
Wow.
The truth was the secret behind my freedom, and the truth was the secret behind my freedom.
Beautiful.
If I'd put the man into one corner and say you are nobody, we heard about your story, I wouldn't have been free. I don't care whatever is on the internet, whatever anybody is saying. I don't care. You know what I care about? Is he speaking the truth? Is the truth coming out of him? That's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about. And that is the only reason why that have been keeping me up till now at this moment.
Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow, beautiful. That is just amazing. You know, one thing I want our viewers who are listening to pay attention to, mostly with you, that's evil time. Yeah. So one of the things I want our people to pay attention to is some of the things that Mr. Israel spoke about, because the topic of today is the costs of transformational discipleship. The cost of transformational discipleship. And some of the things that he made mention of, I want us to just bear in mind is he talked about the place of having personal relationship with God. Knowing God for yourself. Knowing God for yourself. Building that personal relationship with God. And I'm sure Mr. Israel practices this, and I also practice. And anyone who listens to Dr. Sunday, one thing he always emphasizes on. There's no way you listen to him and you wouldn't hear him say this, that the most important thing is for you to have one-on-one relationship with God. You and your Father. That one-on-one relationship with him. When you can hug him, when you can rub your hands on him, you can see him, you can feel him, you can talk to him every day. That's the most important thing. And if you're watching and you're thinking, how can I see God? How can I feel him? How can I hug him? Dr. Sunday has done like 4 or 5 different series on how to know God. He has done a series on how to know God and understand God through love. He has done how to know God and be a friend of God. He has also done how to know God through the Bible. He has done how to know God through the church. He has also done how to know God through the Holy Spirit. 5 different series that are just all about bringing you, not to connect with him as a man. No need for any intermediary, but to bring you to your Father, to bring you to your God. So all of this series, and even with the Pastoring Without Tears video, is available on Dr. Sunday's YouTube channel. That is Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Go. And one thing that Dr. Sunday always talks about, and I practice, and I'm presently even in one right now, it is solitude. If you're a disciple of Dr. Sunday and you have not practiced solitude, and it is not your constant practice, you can't have that transformational experience. That's at least from my own experience. Maybe I would have Mr. Israel share his own experience as regards to solitude. That seclusion. Let's hear from you, Mr. Israel, quickly before we start bringing in our callers. But one thing that Sunday always talks about is solitude. Have you heard him talk about it before?
Yes, I think that is also, let's say, catching the fire is not at the same as sustaining the fire. If you catch the fire and you don't look for how can I sustain that fire, you will still need to come back and be looking for how to catch the fire again. How have I been able to sustain the fire?
That's good.
Despite of the midst of the people, everybody around me, my brother, I'm talking to you right now. I'm an atheist. As I'm talking right now, I'm an anti-God. As I'm talking right now, everybody around me hates me. They don't want to see me. I don't have friends. I don't have anything. So how have I been able to sustain that fire? I don't have any. That was making noise. I don't have anybody. I don't have anybody to help me. I don't have anybody to talk to. To teach me anything. But how have I been able to sustain this fire like this? I don't joke with my solitude. No.
Solitude.
I don't. Most of the time, when I come out of that solitude, something beyond the imagination level of anybody. I started some some articles, videos. That video that they called me over.
Yeah.
They didn't know I went on solitude with an HMT. On my coming out, that was the fire I brought out.
The power of solitude.
I gained insight into how to transform nations. I wrote a book, right?
Yeah. We have his book. Let's see his books. Yeah. Keep speaking.
That book is produced out of reading him, hearing him. That book came out of that. Nation can be built on justice, truth, and love. After listening to some series of his. But where did I get those? Why did I get that message out? How did I get them? It's not just merely having them on my phone and listen to them in my car or listen to them when I'm going out.
Yes.
Those are not bad.
That's what many people think, Mr. Israel.
No, it's not that.
Because many people think, you continue your thought. Please make sure you keep your thought. Many people think, I'm a follower of DSA now. Why? Why do you say they're a follower, they're a disciple? If I'm going to work and I'm in my car, I listen now. If I'm in my house, I'm cooking or I'm with my children, he's playing now in background. So I'm hearing his voice, or at least some people are like, at least I'm always on live program. That I'm always watching live. So I'm a disciple now. So they think that is what is needed. But I think you have something different to say about that.
Yeah, of course. You cannot hear DSA if you are not in solitude. You are not hearing him.
Why?
You think you are hearing him?
Why did you say that?
You are not. You are only hearing his English. You are only seeing him demonstrating. But the message is trying to get across to you. You can only get it in the place of solitude. I know what Jesus said to the disciple. He said, "To you it has been given to know the secret of the kingdom."
Yeah.
When did he say that to them? When after they came inside the room and they asked him, "Tell us the meaning of the parable you told everybody outside." You are only hearing the parables. If you want to know the true meaning, secret of the kingdom, you have to go inside.
And lock yourself.
A place called solitude. Try it, my friend. When you come out, one of the things that I have constantly gained and that make me always want to go on solitude is that anytime I come out, I have victory. Nothing. I just have victory.
Wow.
It's like life is just being renewed.
That's right.
It's like burden is being lifted. It's like understanding is gained. And then, DSA was doing a series, it's called it, "Give me understanding that I may live."
That's right.
If you want to kill into that statement that you want to really live, stop listening to DSA in your video or those are not bad. You can listen to him.
Yeah.
But you know what you want to do? If you need to start with partial solitude, you know what I mean? I have different method. I can teach people.
Yeah, I think you should teach people the different, because I think you need to teach people about solitude. Because, for example, many people ask me that, and how do you do your solitude? Well, because I'm a single man, no wife, no children. I'm in control of my time, nothing. I determine what I want to do with my time. So I'm able to go 1 week solitude. There's nobody who is going to say, "Daddy, come out, mommy," or anything. I'm there. I'm by myself. I go my 7 days straight. I'm there with God. But there are people like you who have husbands and wives. As a matter of fact, I remember somebody even called me and said, "I know, if I knew her, I will not marry." Not you. The person called me and said, I just look at my wife now and my daughter or my son. I'm like, I wish I did not marry yet. Because they say that they don't have their lives again, you know. They don't have a life again. So
you don't want to have it.
Either it's due to family or it is due to work. You know, some people are like going to work every day, so they don't know how do they practice solitude. You know, some people have just different obligations, but you have your family. You also have your daily job you're doing with task work you're doing, but you are able to practice solitude. So I think it will be very helpful if you can share how you are able to do that, the different kinds of solitude that you do.
Individual need to first and foremost understand one thing, that solitude is all about how you can afford to be alone. It's not necessary that it has to be days. No, you can start from saying, I will look for 3 hours, and that 3 hours I'm going to be alone. You can start by saying, I will look for 2 hours, and that 2 hours I'm going to be alone. So you have to start looking for that hour in your days or in your life. And then those hours, you must take a decision and say, for this week, within Monday and Sunday, I will be spending 3 hours of my day without pressing my phone, answering calls, talking to anybody. This is what I want to be doing with those 3 hours of my day. So if you're a mother and then you are not working, all you do is that you take care of children, they go to school, you are waiting for them at home before they come back. Convert the hour of children at school and children coming back to your day of solitude.
Beautiful.
So today I am going on solitude for 7 hours. My children use 7, maybe 8 hours at school. Okay? I'm going to use 7 hours, 6 hours of my day on solitude.
Beautiful.
So what you do is you cut everything within that 7 hours or 6 hours, and then you stick to what you want to learn. At end of 6 hours, go back to your daily activities.
Beautiful.
You begin to have. It's better than never. No, don't. Most of us think it's only when I have the whole 3 days. I need 2 days, but I need 1 week to myself. You don't need it. You cannot have it.
Hello, are you still there? Okay, good.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, keep speaking.
It is in solitude that you will now gain understanding on how you can begin to have the whole day.
So you have to start.
Because there is still understanding.
Yes.
That you are not getting right. But when you start with 6 hours, you will gain understanding on how to have time of authority over 12 hours. When you go to solitude, by the time you come out for 6 hours, you will have gained understanding that will help you to gain authority on your time for 12 hours.
Beautiful.
When you use that 12 hours judiciously, you will gain understanding on how to gain control over 24 hours of your time.
Beautiful.
But if you wait for the time you have that 24 hours, you will not have it. So that is one. Fathers who go to offices, who come home at night, let's say you are Lagos-based individual, I do what I call moody solitude.
Okay.
I will say to myself this today, I'm not going to talk to anybody. Because that day, I cannot afford not to do what I need to do. But I needed something. So today, there will be no discussion of any sort with anybody. I am only going to lock my ear with this message. You see, that is not the best. But it's better for me not to do anything. So I lock my earpiece into my ear, and then I am just there. No discussion with anybody, nothing. I'm not talking to you.
But you're still doing other things you're doing, but you're not engaging in extra
No. I'm not. I just do what I
distraction
need to
conversation.
do. No. And most of the time, you gain. You may not really gain much. You can hear this, you hear him, you will feel the bombs, but you are not getting anything. But when you are able to constantly do it with a decision,
That's the word.
and I also want to advise that people should convert the hours they spend in church most of the time to solitude. This may not go down well with some people, but please try it. Tell yourself, this Sunday I'm not going to church. Why people are going to church? I want to go on solitude.
Yeah.
I will do my solitude within the hour of 6 a.m. and then I will finish it by 6 p.m. today, this Sunday. I'm not going to see any friend. I'm not going to church. I just want to be alone with God.
Beautiful.
I don't go to church anymore. I've not stepped to church for the past more than 2 years now. But how have I been living my life? How have I been sustaining my life? Anytime you are going to church, me, I'm going to solitude. You come out with words that make you feel good. I come out with truth that has broken me.
You come out baptized with God.
Baptized with God.
Come on now.
So, but if you are now able to have power over your time, go for it. There are times I will save money. And I will tell my wife, then I will go to an hotel and pay. I will pay for 3 days, sometimes 2 days. And then all I need from that hotel is they should just give me water. I'll buy my water in and lock myself. Hotel will not tell me there is no water in their water system for me to flush or for me to take my bath. I'll be there for that 2 days. The pain that my money must not waste, not make me go house. So if I come on now, this money will waste. I will be there for 2 days sometimes, 3 days sometimes, and then what you are doing there is I'm going to look for system. What is secret? What is that? And then let me say that if you are not dealing with problems, if you are not looking for something, you will not be eager to go. You must be looking for something. Not necessarily, I'm not saying you are looking for car. I'm not saying you are looking for house. Those are mundane things. Those are small things. You may be looking for something bigger. I want to understand the mystery behind this and that. How can I resolve national problem with system?
Beautiful.
And you lock yourself up in the room and you are just divulging and listening and listening and listening again and again. By the time you come out, you have found answer to the problem.
Beautiful.
And let me also tell you something. You don't get the same answer from DSA messages often. The same message that teaches you about system now can also teach you about discipline. The same talk.
Yeah.
The same thing you are hearing. So in solitude, it's like you are connecting yourself to divers. You are just diving into an ocean where you can get as much as you want.
That's right.
Where you can come out and say, well, I'm the one that got tired. The thing is too much. I said, and then one other thing that has helped me also is I don't store them. I convert them.
Can you say that again?
I don't store them. I don't store the things I gain. I make sure they are converted.
Beautiful.
So when I hear this thing, I want to know if it works or not.
Beautiful.
So me, I don't wait for you to believe that I heard it. I'm not going to ask you to believe it. I only prove it that it is real. So the moment I step out like this, I become upstarter. Immediately, I convert it. But before I come out, I've already designed how I'm going to convert this thing. As I just come out, because the word conversion has stick to my head so much that I convert almost everything around me. In fact, as you are talking to me right now, I'm converting you in my mind.
Beautiful. Wow. Wow. Wow.
If you anything,
Wow.
if you say let's do program, I know I'm going to convert this program.
Beautiful.
I convert everything, almost everything. The children in our house, they are passing through process of conversion. They don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So by the time I get it, I know it's still intangible. And there is nothing intangible beneficiary to humankind. You know what we do in Nigeria is we walk around with revelation. The Lord spoke to me about how a nation can be picked from the streets of its downfalling, and the Lord took me into that rock. I saw the water of glory flowing, and then we build conference around it.
Yeah.
We gather people just to tell them revelation we got. And everybody jump up and say, oh, you. And after they finish that program, you go home. What have you done with your revelation that you claim? No. So that conference was transformational. No. It's of no benefit to humankind until it becomes tangible.
That's right.
So I think, what should I do? Sometimes I just start carrying my video and begin to speak about them. Somebody's going to be beneficiary to this. I'm converting it to become a training. I'm converting to become something that will benefit people. I convert them to articles.
Beautiful.
I convert them to hitting some long beliefs. I came out from a solitude, and I began to see science is a tool in the hand of God for children of God to subdue their hearts.
Beautiful.
And I said, wow, miracle wasn't it? Science is a tool God gave to man to subdue the hearts.
Yeah.
I said, this thing was not die inside of me. I began to bah. People began to hit me back. Hey, atheist. Hey, oh no, I don't care. The knowledge is out there. Somebody will come one day and they will see it.
That's right.
So I convert, and then the conversion make you always empty. You see the process?
Yeah.
You don't just go look for it. When you go look for it, don't keep it. Don't save it. If you save it, you feel like I have it. You
You're
don't
full.
have it, sir.
Yeah.
Because by the time you think you still have it, something else has come over it. That's making that one obsolete. So by the time I get it, I convert it to something, to product, to action, to relationship, to impacting life, to anything. Just convert it.
Beautiful.
By the time you convert it, you are empty. And they say, wow, it's no longer there. Go back.
I need to go back. Get more.
Yes. Get more. You get more, you convert. You get more, you convert. You get more, you convert.
Beautiful.
Then by the time you know it, you already feed the heart with enough product.
Beautiful.
That was what Bible was saying about Jesus. If you are to write everything about this man, we write so much book that the heart will not be able to contain. You know what that means?
Grand.
That man is a serious converter.
Grand conversion.
He was converting here and there.
Every millisecond.
He was converting every of his seconds.
Wow.
So if a man lived for 33 years and if you have to write everything about him, the whole heart, the whole library in the whole world will not contain it. It means there was no time that is not converted. And then nobody talk about what you think you know in yourself. Your whole revelation, nobody talk. I mean, how is it going to be beneficial to me? It's going to be beneficial to me only when you are able to convert your revelation and make it a tangible product.
That's right.
So I don't stop. I don't wait. I convert. Beautiful. And the moment I convert, I always come back again and again. And also, where do I go to? Where do I go to? Well, I'm not saying DSA is the only person who speaks truth on earth. There are thousands of other people that God is using to speak the truth.
Of course.
Yes, there are thousands, there are millions of that God is using also to speak the truth. So individually just to need to look for just to know what they are looking for. But I would also recommend that this man called DSA, we should try and listen to him sometime. Just pretend as if Maybe let me just hear what he has to say.
Just give him benefit of doubt. Who is this man?
Yes,
let
give him benefit
me
of
just
doubt.
listen to one series. Let me
hear one.
Let me just listen to Calling and Purpose series. Just.
Okay, they say Calling and Purpose is important. Let me go and hear that one first. By the time you hear that man and you finish one series, you may want to go for second one. You may want to go for the third one. You must go for the fourth one. And when you are hitting 20 series, you want to ask yourself, have I even listened at all? Because I am saying to you, he's a man who understands the kingdom. He has spent quality time. And then because God has done something about him, God deliberately excommunicated him from the system of the world when he was preparing him. So by the time God will connect him back to the world, it has become too late for the system that is operating in the world to corrupt him now. Because you already know what works. So when you see the thing that the world is practicing, he could not believe it. But you know, if that man has been among our present bishop, he would have definitely do the same thing.
Of course.
And then when people say, is the only one that is right? I said, look, he wasn't hitting from the same pot that you ate from. That was why he's different from you. All of you ate from the same people. We don't expect it to be different from them. So I want to say, anyone who think they are looking for the truth, try this man. Go on YouTube. Dr. Sunday Adelaja, just look for him there. Hear what he has to say first. Little things, just here's one series. But here pretentiously, even if you hate him, forget about his, you hate him. Forget about him talking about your pastor. Don't forget about that one first. Your life first, your whole life first. Make yourself, and then after you are able to listen to him, and then you still think, I still hate him. I'm sorry. Go for second one. If you are still hating him for second one, go for the third one. By the time you listen to 200 of it, maybe you will stop hating him. Because with that is where it's come from. And then he has books, some books. Those books I've read a handful of it. And I've not seen books like that speak and break life down in that much. He teaches and he trains in that book, breaking life down, making life so simple for anyone who cares to learn from it. So for me, that is how solitude has been.
Beautiful.
Always determining in my heart, I am looking for something. I must have something I'm looking for. But when I say something, don't get me wrong. I have never at any time looked for car, or look for house, or look for money. No. Those are mundane things. I can get them if I get the tangible thing.
True.
So I always look for something. And that thing is always in the position of sons. I see myself as a son.
That's right.
And a son who really desires to retire his father. Not to make his father irrelevant, but through me, that people will point at my father and say, whoever your father is a good man. So anytime I see a need on earth, I want to go and look for an answer to that need. And how do you get this answer, my friend? They are available in the place of secret solitude. Solitude. Don't take leave from your office to travel to Miami or to go to Disneyland
or Bali.
Take leave to go on solitude. Hey, when you resume back to work, your CEO will call for you, my friend. I know what I'm telling you. This is not solitude where you come from and begin to say, and all you come back to do is to be blasting everybody with tongues. I mean, solitude where you come out and solution is practically delivered to your hand.
That's right. That's right.
And you are not just coming out and say, in that meeting I have this understanding of financial prosperity, and and you begin to just say that, okay, convert what you say you have. You think by spoken word, this man destroyed poverty in my life. When I listen to this series, money, that's an HMT he did. I forgot the title now.
Money, riches, and
Money,
wealth.
words.
Money, riches, and wealth.
Everyone is already worthy. If you don't understand the source of all words, what is worth, and how do we become rich, and then what is money? After listening to that program, do you know how I converted it? I listened to it, and I converted it to HMT.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
We had an HMT that's titled "How to Become Business." How to become world changers. I mean, business, something about word.
Yeah.
Something, I forgot the title of that HMT. And then when we had it, all that I was converting was that series that I heard.
Beautiful.
And I was telling people, come and become richest man, how to change the world through words or something. They thought maybe I had 1 billion somewhere.
But you had it inside.
When they came themselves and they had that video, that series, they all departed worthy. Almost everybody come back to me and said, sir, the mentality of poverty has left me today.
Beautiful.
I never knew I'm as worthy as this. That is it. That is it.
Beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
Beautiful. Wow. What a testimony. Well, that's it. That is it. I'm sure if we are to continue, there will be even more and more things to discuss about. But I'm sure that there is someone watching us right now who you've gone through your own transformational journey, or you're going through it, and you would like to share with us, that process. What has it been like for you? Maybe you will have a question to Mr. Israel or to myself. You would like to contribute to today's discussion. Now is the time for us to receive our viewers, to receive those who would like to contribute, share their thoughts. The way to do it, if you're watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, is to go to Facebook Messenger and search for Olena S. That is OLENAS. Stebelska. That is it's the same move agent, but we just changed the name. So search for it and then would receive your calls. We have a caller already. Okay, good evening, caller.
Hello, Dr. Anu, good evening.
Good.
And it's good to hear, it's good to see you, and it's good to hear your voice as well.
Good evening.
And I just want to use this opportunity to again thank you for the wonderful work that you are doing. And our brother Israel. I mean, I'm listening to him. I feel very excited. I feel very happy. I mean, there's no word that I could use to express how I feel, because he's speaking. I've been following him as well since GSA. I think almost the same time we started following GSA. I just want to first of all appreciate him for his strength and his all that he has been doing, because I follow him a lot. I call him sometimes. I really appreciate him, and he have really speak. He have really act as a disciple, an example for we that is a little bit close to this. Or maybe if I say close, that is we are in Europe, he's in Africa, he's in Nigeria. So it's a good testimony that in that is in Nigeria, I have not seen DSA, but the word of truth, the power of truth, the importance of truth. Not only know the truth, accepting the truth, act on the truth, speak the truth, and so I have never read this Kingdom of Songs, but I'm into solitude with the supremacy and the presence of truth now on the DSA book. So because all his books are more, DSA book is unique. I've said it times with type number. People are not, they are not truthful to themselves, most especially critics of Dr. Sunday, because of the mindset where they are coming from. So I wouldn't blame them, but I believe somehow, someday, each and everybody that love the truth will able to identify with with his message and his books and his ability and his inspiration, his motivation, his transformation. Is a teacher, because before you know you recognize DSA, you have to purge yourself with the truth. Let me go back a little bit to how my testimony about DSA, similar to brother Israel Golden Balogun. You know, when I first heard his message, I was screaming. I was just running around my house, my living room. I was just like, who is this man? Who is this? What is he? He has the guts to say this thing, because I don't know. I have never heard of him before. So before I started doing research about him, I started looking for his other. I was started looking for other messages before I stumbled to the message of truth, and the critical thinking series, the analytical thinking, and the truth that changed my life, that transformed me myself. And I will be very, very honest, and I say that Israel Good News Balogun he has done a great job. God has really used him, and God has really transformed him. But he's an example for us and other people, that DSA family, because he is far away in Nigeria. He's waging the storm there. I heard that he said he don't have friends. But what do we need? We need Jesus. Jesus is our friend. He is the way, he is the truth. He said, when we speak the truth shall set us free. I love the emphasis of that truth. Before, I don't know the content of those words. I don't know the importance. When I still begin to study DSA books, I begin to read, listen to his message. I begin to understand words of purpose, words of virtues, words of value, words of wisdom, words of understanding. The reason why we are here on earth. I have never been hearing those words. And these are the things our fanatic Christians, religious Christians, I will not say Christians, religious people, they have not knowledge about. Because Israel's Good News Balogun have described how our Christianity is. And this is where the product that we have today. So, but I believe when I begin to study the supremacy and the preeminence of truth of DSA book, I begin to see the power of truth. I begin to see the importance that truth is what we all need. Truth is what we are losing in our own country, even in your own family. When there is no truth, there is calamity. The purpose of truth and the importance of truth. I begin to see that we all have a responsibility to speak the truth, to understand the purpose and the importance of truth.
Yeah.
I begin to see truth is unique. There is nothing we can do against the truth. And this is what DSA message is. This is anybody truly, genuinely, honestly, that wants to listen to DSA. I have said it before. Good News, Balogun said it earlier. He said, we should remove that his name. Just remove your pride. Remove that hatred. It will help us, because I find that in DSA book, on his messages, is a life transforming. You don't need anointing oil. You don't need to pay tithes. You don't need to sow oil. You don't need a shake hand, what they call hand of anointing.
Lean events.
You don't know. You don't need it. It's just for you. One thing that you do for yourself. Just be honest, because he said in the 5 levels of truth. He said the truth you speak to yourself. First of all, you deal with the truth that you speak to yourself by yourself. So when you're able to understand the concept or the importance of that truth, that is where you will know, yes, you are living. You have weight. There is something in you. And also, DSA books bring out your personality when you begin to understand his teaching. It brings out You think that you are nobody. You will be thinking that, oh, the pastor, but you begin to see things in a different way. You begin to find solution in every situation. When there is something coming, there is something that will just tell you, oh, forget about it. Because there is something that is in you that you have not discovered. But through the truth and the DSA purpose, how many do I have to measure? But this is the truth and nothing but the truth. But the Bible says, 2 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 8, it says there is nothing absolutely we can do against the truth but for the truth. So when we have to build our nation now, from the top or from down, from everywhere, we need the truth and justice. We need the truth. There's nothing absolutely we can do against the truth, because DSA have all the materials. Sometimes I'm facing some challenges about following DSA, but do I really care? Do I really care about the challenge? But I know and I believe that when the Bible said, John 8:32, the truth shall set us free. But I begin to see the light now. I begin to see the understanding. And each and every one of these disciples or followers, or who which in future that will listen to this video, will give thanks. We even blame his or myself that, oh, I didn't recognize the truth on time. Because what we are lacking today in our Christianity, in our home, in where we come from, especially in Nigeria, is the truth. And when I read the book of Luke 23, verse 3, when the Pharisees had Jesus, I mean, that is an example for us as a people, as a Christians. Maybe the people have the right to free him, but he said, no, I said I am the King of Kings. That is the truth. There's nothing about it. There's no argument about it. So I just want to use this hour to thank Good News Balogun. Every discussion is a blessing. Every discussion is the discussion for today is just a eye-opening and a testimony of transformation testimony.
Beautiful.
Because I really, 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 really appreciate you, Dr. Ano, because I see you talking there the way you were chatting. I was seeing DSA. I see it's like DSA is sitting down there because there is the impartation that you have gotten and the inspiration and how do you say that your anointing power that you have gotten, because you have not really seen it. But I so happy that you put yourself in this. You bring yourself out for people to lay example. You lay example too for us too as well, to like a challenge. I really want to stop here for other people to come, but I'm really impressed. I'm so happy for Good News Balogun, because you have done something that we also that is here have not. We have not done to that. We have not done to that extent, because he is living down there. We know what it is. Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
My regard and my greetings to him.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Andrew from Belgium. Yeah, from Belgium. I hope you're hearing, Mr. Israel.
Yes.
You could hear, right? Awesome. So we still have more callers. Oh, okay. Let us. I don't know, but before I get back to you, let me speak to viewers who are watching who would like to contribute. For those who would like to contribute to today's discussion, who would like to call, share their thoughts, the way to do it is to go to Olena, right? I was about to say Move Agents. So that's OLENAS Stebelska. So that is on Messenger. So you just write to us there and tell us you want to contribute. It's on Messenger. So Olena, OLENAS.Stebelska. Then if we have more callers, then we're going to receive more callers. But let me quickly come back to Mr. Israel. Yes, sir. Are you there, sir?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. While we wait, if there will be any other caller that would like to maybe share their thoughts or contribute, I would like you to maybe you share on this part, because I believe there are many people who are listening to us right now, and they might be thinking that, okay, what is the difference between what we're doing right now. You see, like talking about being discipleship with DSA and worshiping in DSA, you know, because many people are of that opinion that, okay, what you are doing, what you're doing is that you're worshiping DSA, or your children are there. So what many people are thinking is that maybe they're thinking you're worshiping DSA, but to you, what would you say? How would you describe that? Knowing, having personal relationship with Dr. Sunday, you know, even though you're in Nigeria. So what is the difference between what we have here and the kind of man worship that is out there, you know?
Okay, that's a very good question that I think that's a very good question that we need to talk about, because many people would think, oh, they are here again to worship him, to adore him, to tell him that he's God. Well, Yoruba do say, "Aki kori ajanaku kama sokokota apise." That statement, I don't even know the English, so sorry. I just put a proverb.
We have to
What I'm
interpret
trying to, what in all application is that there's no way you will talk about what a man does that you not mention the man who does it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I have this understanding about who Jesus is. I believe Jesus is not that man that lived 2020 years ago. Jesus is not that Jew. Jesus is not the man that was born through virgin. I believe that Jesus himself is the way he has described himself. Say, I am truth. I am life. I am love. So I say Jesus is love, Jesus is this and that. But how do I speak about a truth, love, without me referring to a man who lived before? So this discussion tonight is not about DSA.
Beautiful.
As a matter of fact, you are the anchor of the program that God used to transform me. You are the one who is anchoring that program. It could be about anybody. It could be about anybody right now. And then all of us keep on saying it here that we are listening to Miles Morrow before DSA show up. The way, have you ever debunked him that is not, it didn't impact our lives? Why do I talk about what Miles Morrow has said or has taught me that I will not mention the name of Miles Morrow? Do I need to say, will I go somewhere? So this is not about worshiping him. This is about exalting truth above man.
Beautiful. Exalting
this
truth.
About exalting truth
above man. Beautiful.
This is about pointing the hand to say there is truth here. Go look for it. So if you will say, go look for truth there, we need to give you address. We need to give you, if there's any phone number to call, we need to give you that so that you will not get lost. So the reason why we are saying go look for it is in DSA's platform is because that's the only way you can find where the truth is. And then if you want to go by the man himself, there are a lot of articles on internet that you can pop up that can make you to say, this one has anything to tell me. No, that's why we say the truth exalts is above any man.
Yeah.
No matter the status, no matter the age, no matter the level of anointing, no matter the number of followers, the truth is always above. And what we have come to discuss tonight is, what is the secret behind your transformation? We said the truth was the secret, but to get the truth, it comes with a cost. And the cost including denying acceptability of your own cross, denying yourself in the place of solitude. And then, to be candid with you, I've been fasting, dry fasting before now, but nobody has told me what solitude means. We only fast to impress you. We only fast to scare you, to make you fear us.
40 days.
So when I come out, I come like this. The Lord be with you. The glory of the Lord rest upon you. I will have fasted for 7 days on dry fasting. I will look so white, so dry. Not because I've had any encounter with God, I've met God, but I want to come out from that fasting and people will say, that brother is so hot. But another man came and said, look, forget about you oppressing anyone. In fact, I don't need to let anybody know that you have gone for solitude. Okay, who will know that as you are sitting down here, you come out, I'm the one that bring you out of your solitude. Who will know? You are wearing suit right now. You are sitting as if you are just coming from your office. Who will know that you are just coming out of solitude? But if it is religion, you will come out here without brushing your mouth even, and then have this your lips dry up, so that we can be afraid of you.
And then be very humble.
You will be very humble. You just be speaking once after the other. You see the revelation the Lord revealed unto me, He make it. And then, but we are saying this man come. There is a man that God is using to speak the truth. So there's no way you are going to talk about the truth you are learning from DSA without mentioning the name of DSA. And then I said earlier, DSA is not only man on earth God is using. He has thousands, millions other people that God is speaking the truth through them.
That's right.
But I'm just telling you where I come in contact with truth. And I'm saying you can give it a trial as well. You can look for it and understand and follow what is supposed to be. And then, please, there's something I also want to say. You have not told us something. You are also somebody with a transformed life. Could it be because you live with DSA? Can we say because you are living in DSA's house? Or what exactly is the secret behind the life that I'll share with you? That my secret is, I see a man with truth. I go after whatever he has to say. I maintain the place of solitude. I don't miss it. I go look for something every time. And I don't just store the information, I convert them. What is it for you? What have been the secret? I'm far away from DSA. You are living in his house. Could it be that because you have access to him every time, or what exactly is it?
Okay. So that is my own to answer right now.
Yes.
All right. So, like I think I first said initially that many people tell me that they really desire and wish that they are here with Dr. Sunday, to be here with him. But I'm going to give a very unexpected truth, right? I'm going to give a very unexpected truth to many people.
Everybody.
And the truth is...
everybody.
The truth is, the fact that you are not with DSA here, all right, physically with him, you have more advantage. You are better advantage than me that I'm close to him. I'm sure you might be thinking, what is this guy saying? But you need understanding to grasp what I'm saying. That you who are far away from Dr. Sunday, you're not close to him here now, you are on a better position than I am, even though I'm close to him. There are many reasons I could give. But maybe I'll give maybe one or two reasons why I say that if you are far from him, someone like Mr. Israel wanted to come here many times. And we're saying, see, if you come here, you will realize that if you don't develop some core character and some core values within yourself, you realize that it was better that you were in your house than you are close to him. Let me explain why. There's a principle of life that says the more you look at something, the less you see that thing. What does that mean? For example, if you live in your house and you see it every day, you see your house, you see everything there, the more you look at it, the more it loses, the less you see it. That's the principle. So the more you look at something, the less that you see. So how does that apply with being with Dr. Sunday? And we talk with anybody, really. You know, if you're far from Dr. Sunday, you are not easily tempted with the test of over familiarity. But you know, there's a saying that goes, familiarity breeds contempt, right? And rarity brings admiration. So if you're close to Dr. Sunday, it's even more hard work. Now, anyone who has come close to him would understand what I'm saying. If you're living with him, it is more tasking on your own part for you to really gain from him. If you are far, you have more advantage to gain from him because you are far. And you're not there where you can see him. You know, most times he comes to the show now, he's wearing suits or looking good, sharp, everything is okay. But when you're living with him, he's not wearing suit every time. One day he's going to wear knicker, he will wear shorts. Another day, he will just be there. You see him, you see the man, you know, you see him. So it's easy for you to just say, is it not Sunday Adelaja I'm seeing? Look at him, go self. He did not even brush his hair today. Or today he's even wearing just one joggers, and I'm with him every day. So the temptation to become too familiar with him is so high that you need to discipline yourself intentionally. See, guys, it's hard work to be here. It's hard work to be with Dr. Sunday almost 24/7 and not to become too familiar with him. It's hard work. You have to consciously work on yourself. That I must work on myself, that I will not, you know, in Nigeria we say we see finish. You know, because when you come closer to somebody, you see his weaknesses, you know, you see you see everything. So that can just make you feel like, oh, what's the big deal? So that's one reason. So, but if you are far, nothing now, at least you just see him coming in the suits and you see him laugh, you know, nothing, you're not tempted. That's number one reason. So I just want to just help people understand that people who are watching far from us, you guys, just be thanking your stars. Just be thanking your stars that are not here, because it's hard work. Number two, when you're with Dr. Sunday is somebody who, many people used to think that Dr. Sunday will come and call me and say, no, come, it's time to teach you, sit down, I'm going to teach you how to be a personality. Today, we're going to learn on how to be in the here and now. Sit down, let me teach you. Never. I've been here for all these years. Never will that thing happen. You will not come and say, come and let me teach you. Nope. You will see each other every day, but you know DSA now. Maybe you don't know DSA. The other DSA will do this, you say, you will joke. If you want to joke, you will even laugh with you that, my brother. Sometimes you will call me brother, and you will call me bro. You will say bro. You will say bro. You say, bro, well, how far now? You know, you not speak his pidgin. So even you gonna say, you just be laughing, you'll be free. You want to pretend to say, bro, Sunday. You want to, you know. That's DSA. He's not going to come and tell you, I want to teach you. No. If you don't ask him any question, he will just be looking at you. As a matter of fact, he will be the one who asking you questions. And he will be the one learning from you. So he will ask you one question about what's happening in Nigeria. The next day, you see him having the video already. Some of the videos that Dr. Sunday does is from our conversations. So we talk, he asks some questions, we give him the answer. He's like, okay. Next thing, you see a book. You'll be like, that book you wrote is from our conversation. So while you are there, you're just doing, you are just there, just trying to be laughing. He will convert even that conversation that you're having with. So being with DSA It's not that you will come and be teaching you and be laying hands on you, or that I will come and say it's time for prayer, or it's time to learn. You would be the one. You have, for example, I'm on solitude right now, and I've been there for like 3 days now. It's me. You have to go and pay the price yourself. The program I used to have with DSA, people just think I used to host it. I will go back and watch it. Not once, not twice, not thrice, not 4 times, not 5 times. Some messages I will listen to it 10 times. Sit down and just divide. Sometimes I will stop. I will write. I will go, search, open book, look, study. See, does somebody always say something? That the knowledge that is given to you is not yours. What is yours is what you go and seek after. Is what you pay the price for. Brother, sister, that well, nobody will dig it for you. You must dig your well. So, being with DSA, it's not that DSA will come and be imparting you with knowledge. That well, you go and dig it. If you have question for Dr. Sunday, the way he's telling you to go and listen to series, that's what he tells me to go and listen to series. The way he will tell you go and read book. He will tell me to go and read book. He's not going to give you anything on the platter of gold. You have to pay the price. Because he understands that until you pay the price, it can never be yours.
It's not yours yet.
So, people that think, being with DSA, yeah, I know, you're enjoying, I'm coming. I can continue. Number 3, brothers, sisters, this house, being in DSA team, there's no one, no matter how hardworking you are, when you come here, you have a new definition of hard work. You think you're hardworking. I studied medicine myself, and anyone who studies medicine, medicine is not a joke. It's hours of studying and hard work. But bro, when I started working with DSA,
you are lazy.
Back to back, people ask me how I know what time do you sleep. I don't know when I sleep. I worked so my roommate used to laugh at me because I'm working like this and I work I'm on my laptop like this. I just wake up in the middle of the night or somewhere. I just put my laptop somewhere and I sleep and I wake up the next morning. The same cycle. So the work there's work. We're converting time. Now this is where I now say that if you are at home, you have a better advantage than me that is here.
Yes.
Why? Because if you are at home, you have your time to yourself. Here, for every minute I want to spend on myself, I have to fight for it. Every hour, this solitude, I'm fighting for it. You people brought me out. You brought me out of the solitude. That's part of me fighting for my time. Why? Because here, there is always something to do, something productive. So, for me to have 1 hour or 2 hours or my daily 3 hours of self-education, I have to fight for it. Because as I'm getting one call here, another message is coming from DSA, another message is coming from another team member, say, I know, we have to do this, we have to go here, we have to do this, we have to do this. Hey! So, I have to fight for it. Sometimes I wish I can just live here for just 1 week. Let me just live. So that I can have my time. So that's the reason why my solitude is my saving grace. See, if I don't have solitude, there's nothing, because I will just be inundated with work and with tasks. But that's why I don't joke with my solitude every month. I fight for it, I fight for my solitude. And I go to that solitude and I work hard there. I convert my time there. So let me stop there. So many people that are at home who are thinking, I need to come to, see, believe me, I've seen people, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. People who have come here and they left. They left, and many of you don't even know them. You don't know them. Many people you don't know that they actually even came in. They came in contact with DSA. That one that many people are dreaming about. They came. Some of them spent 1 week, some 2 weeks, some 3 weeks, some 1 month, some 5 months, some 6 months, a year, even more. So they came. But you see, there are 3 factors, right, to success. Number 1 is environment. Number 2, character. Number 3, knowledge. You see, the environment part, this environment will help you, right? Good. But that character, you have to develop yourself. You have to develop that discipline. You have to develop that hard work, that persistence, perseverance, stamina, tenacity, intensity, consistency. All of these values, you must intentionally work on yourself. I know the kind of work I put on myself. I'm not done yet, just like what you said earlier. People are thinking there's something. I've not started. I mean, it's not about me, no. I've not started yet. Because I'm still in like crutch. I'm still in crutch. But I know that character all by itself is 40% of success. And even though you are with DSA, that one you have to work on yourself. Even the knowledge that is 10%, you have to work on yourself. Even in the environment, there are people who are living in DSA's house. Let me just tell you this. I'll tell you this for free. There are people who are living in DSA's house who might not see DSA in 1 year, and DSA will not see them 1 year, 6 months.
How?
You know, they're in this household. But DSA might not see them 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. You know. So it's not just enough to just be near. You see, I'll tell you one of my principles too. I discovered that it's very easy for you to be under the environment of greatness and think that you are great. You know, that you are under the umbrella of a great man has not made you a great person yet.
Of course.
So,
of course,
that people are saying, this guy is close to DSA. That no, you have to dig your own well. DSA dog is well. DSA dog is well. I must dig my well. So I don't live in that illusion that I'm somebody. That's one of the secrets I have too. I don't live in that illusion that, I've arrived. Or that, because I'm here with DSA, I'm here interviewing him, anchoring with him, I'm somebody. Nah. I'm not that delusional. I know that for me to get anything, I must pay the price for it. Yeah. I must do the hard work. So, for me, I go through, this is maybe I'll just end with this. If maybe this could help somebody. You know, there are 3 things that that determines who we are, that makes our composition. 3 things. The information we receive, right? The information that we are exposed to, or that we expose ourselves to, whatever we take in. Then the principles that we live by. And the third one is the values that determine our actions and our decisions. So, what is my approach to Dr. Sunday's information? So when I listen to Dr. Sunday's information, I don't know, I just hope this could help somebody there. I don't listen to Dr. Sunday's teachings, materials, so I don't listen to it because I want to be a good speaker or because I want to be able to teach people. I don't. That's not my intention. That's not my motivation. My motivation is not to learn to teach. No. My motivation is not to learn to share. It's good to share. It's good to bless people. It's good to, to talk, to have shows. But that is not my motivation. I don't even think about that, really. And that's the reason why sometimes I try to run away from having live shows. Because Sometimes you think it's all about just talking, but I know it's not about talking. So I don't do that. That's not my motivation at all. I'm not going to go and add knowledge. There are two. First thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to seek for wisdom. And what is wisdom? Wisdom is the ability to see. So when I listen to Dr. Sunday's messages, I'm looking for not just information, okay? I'm looking for wisdom there. I want to see. I want my eyes to be opened. I want light. So if I take a series like Calling and Purpose, I'm going there not just because I want to learn how to teach people how to discover their calling and purpose. I'm going there because I want light to come. I want wisdom. I want to see. Because, if a place is dark, where there's darkness, you cannot see. And that's ignorance. Ignorance is darkness. You cannot see. You're just trying to grope, look for what. That's ignorance. So let's say I look for where I'm ignorant in. Let's say I'm ignorant in calling and purpose, right? So I go to Dr. Sunday's teachings for the first thing is that I want to go and get light. I want to see. I'm looking for wisdom. So I get light. I got it. Now I have light. Now I can see clearly. There is no darkness anymore. Ignorance is gone. I have wisdom. That's number one. Then, that's what I do with the information, wisdom. Then the next thing I do is that from his teachings, I want to discover principles. Don't forget, I told you that the first thing is information. Second is what? Is principles, and third is values. The next thing I'm looking for is principles. Why? Because I understand that life is governed by laws and principles. If I can discover any principle, I can predict my results. So I go and I'm in search for what are the principles underlining whatever message is talking about. If it's about relationship between male and female, what are the principles? Because it is these principles that would help me live a predictable life. I know I live by the law of cause and effect. So I'm seeking for principles. So I'm not just going there just to look for anything, I'm focused. I know what I'm seeking after. I'm looking for wisdom. I want to see. I'm looking for principles because I want to live my life based on a law of cause and effect. And if you listen to Dr. Sunday, you know that is what his old messages are based on principles. Principles of the kingdom of God. So that is what I search for. That is what I'm looking for. I go into that I'm looking for. What are the principles I must live by? What are the principles of the kingdom? What are the principles of finances? What are the principles of relationship? What are the principles of life? So I'm just discovering principles and I'm conditioning myself to live by those principles. Then the third thing, values. Why values? It is because values are those things that create who you are. It forms you. Those are the things that are in your core. That is what is in your heart. Because it is your values that would now determine who you are. It is your values that will create the Anu that you see. The Anu that you see today is not because of the light I have. No, it's not the wisdom. That's not the Anu. Anu is not the knowledge I got. That's not Anu. Knowledge is knowledge. Knowledge is my intellectual part. That's not me. The principles that I discover and I live by, that's not me. Anybody can apply any principles and get results. That's not it. What defines me are the values that I have inculcated in myself, that has made me who I am. That is the reason why It does not depend on where I go, who I see, who I meet. The very first thing you meet is my values. When you meet somebody, what you are meeting is the person's values. So some people come and they see Dr. Sunday and they see how he hugs people, how he honors people. Who are you meeting? You are meeting his values. You are meeting his essence. So when I listen to Dr. Sunday's messages or any message, I'm recreating myself. That's it. I'm giving life to my essence. I'm rebuilding myself. I'm taking out all those junks that I've gotten all over the years, all those things that my environment has conditioned me to be, that my father, my mother, my friends, all those junks. I'm resetting my very essence. So I'm discovering the right building blocks that are values. So I'm replacing them with those nonsense vices that have been in me or those wrong values. So I begin to build myself on the right values with love, of truth, justice, all those. So it becomes my essence. So when you see me, so you meet my values. So this is just one of the things I do when I study Dr. Sunday's material. So this is my own approach. This is my understanding. This is how I go through it. So I don't know. I hope I was able to answer, and I hope I was able to help.
Yes, of course. What I've said right now has made it very clear that it doesn't matter either close or far. If anybody is far from DSA, I should be one of those people who say, I'm far from him, I've never met him before. If anybody is close to him, you should want to say, I am as close to him as you can imagine. And then, and if anybody will say, these people have been transformed, to the grace of God, the thing God has used him to teach has had some impact on us. And then, if he had some impact on us, then one can say, what is the link? I am far, you are close. Mm-hmm. What is the connection? Where are they? What is the resemblance in their transformation as a disciple of DSA? The transformation link there is the readiness to pay the price.
That's right.
You kept on making use of a word. You have to dig your own well. Even when you are sitting with that man that knows he has his own well already, he's a kind of man who really wants you to say, come, don't depend on me. Go and make yourself. We brag to say, with the mantle of my father in my pocket, I am so confident God is going to move. That's the truth. When I saw the problem coming, and I remember the mantle of my father is in my pocket. But this man is saying, look, no, go and dig your own well. Go and sow your own mantle.
That's right. And
the way to hit is that go and look for what I found. You also can find it. That's so either close or near. Then you say character. I think between the three environment, character, and the last one is
knowledge.
Knowledge. Between the three, the one that is very important is the character. Is the character that was able to make you to create your own environment. In a distracting environment you are living, you create your own prison. Character help. The same character also helped me right now to create my own prison. When I've not even seen the man. Character. And then everyone is supposed to develop that character as well. I watch DSA program. It's not the purpose of this movement, of this assignment. I have been transformed by God through the things I hear from this man. It should be the basic and the platform and the things that we should be talking about. So, either near or clothes,
That's right.
you have no excuse again.
True.
No excuse.
True.
Every one of us, if you say, but I'm too busy, you need to know what my schedule is. You need to know what I'm involved with every day. But let me say, okay, maybe me, I'm not busy as you, but maybe somebody has to ask you, what do you mean by walking? Well, you are not the first person that talked to me about this. Dr. Sase told me that. He said BSA will say good night to all of us. And before you get to your room, you are receiving another mail from him. As you receive another mail, before you know it, before 5 a.m., somebody is mailing you again. I see the man not sleep.
3
So,
a.m., 2 a.m.
If you are like that, in a system where you are cycling that way, walking around the clock in that manner, and you still find a way to develop yourself, every one of us must. We actually have time. We see that it's just that we are not managing it well.
That's right.
It's just that we are not converting it properly. It's just that the time we needed to convert and to make something out of our life, we are busy either spending or wasting them. So I think we have achieved the goal of this program.
Beautiful.
And to me, it is left to everyone who have listened to this thing to take it and to run with it.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much, sir.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Mr. Israel. Good news, Balogun. To our viewers who have been with us right from the beginning, thank you for being here. If you've not shared the video, please do well to share it. I just hope that our effort today has helped, and we're hopeful that you are able to use the information that we shared and from our life experiences to make some result also in your life. So that's what we have for today, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much, everybody, and bye for now.